Dajahao, my name is Garrick, and welcome back to Taiwan, Lao Wai. Oh god, it's windy today. Ugh. It's March right now, so you'd think things would start warming up, but no, Taiwan can still be pretty chilly when it wants to be, I have discovered. Yeah, hopefully it'll clear up before too long. Whatever, that's not important. What's important is we are finally doing another market meals video. I always take way too long between these videos. I really got to get myself out to the market more. It's good for me, it's good for my cooking skills, it's good for my health, it's good for just my general everything. Now today we are going in with a plan. We are going to make some fish. And when I say make, I mean we are going to buy a whole fish, or several whole fish, from the market, and we are going to prepare them ourselves. That means taking it off the bone, that means portioning it, it might mean gutting it, I don't know if the fish here come pre-gutted or not. The point is, I am used to buying the pre-prepared fillets of fish from the supermarket when I'm in the mood for salmon or whatever. I have never yet prepared a whole fish and portioned it out. So I want to try that. I want to see how well I can develop those skills. Because I mean, if you want the absolute freshest fish possible, can't get much fresher than that. Not sure exactly what kind of fish we're gonna get. I figure we're gonna peruse the market stalls, figure it out as we go. And whatever we choose, it's probably gonna be real damn tasty. Lunchtime, so we weren't getting out of this without some buns, I think. There's one sweet and one salty. I forget which one this is, so let's bite it and find out. I think that one's the scallion or cabbage or something of that nature. Pretty good, maybe a touch dry, but I'm enjoying it. I suppose that's gonna make this the sweet bun. Let's see what's inside. It's like coconut paste or something. There's this very sweet, sort of artificial tasting coconut paste that shows up in quite a few Taiwanese desserts. Pretty sure that's what's in here. 40 NTD for these two buns, not too shabby, I think. But okay, enough messing around. We gotta get some fish. The good news is we do not have to gut the fish ourselves. The fishmonger was kind enough to do it for us. Not entirely sure which one I got. My gut is saying something along the lines of rainbow trout, but I don't know how common that is in Taiwan, so I'm probably very off. Point is, we got ourselves two big fat fish, and these cost us 300 NTD altogether. We're gonna get 4 big nice fillets out of it, plus, you know, bones and scraps to make fish stock maybe, so I think that's a pretty good deal. Also, there was this lovely lady at the fish stand who struck up a conversation with me in Chinese. I understood maybe 10% of what she was saying, but she was very sweet, and she was very interested to see a big, tall foreigner like me walking around in the depths of the fish market. Taiwanese people are so friendly. I can never get enough of it. Right, it's about 12:30 right now. My thinking is, since I've already eaten some kind of lunch, I will try to prepare and portion these fish now in the afternoon. Then I will finish up some kind of lunch, and then I will get to actually cooking them once dinner rolls around. Sounds good? Sounds good. Okay, let's get back to my apartment before these things wilt in the heat, yeah? Good old kitchen. How I've missed you. Well, I say that I'm in here pretty much every day, but it's been a while since I've done some proper cooking in here, so let's fix that, shall we? Mother of God, these things look beautiful. Ugh, this guy is very slimy. Did you know the fish are slimy? Because this guy is very, very slimy. Yeesh. Alright, so like I've mentioned, I have never prepared fish from whole like this. I've never done it in my life. I don't think I've ever even seen it live in person. But I do watch a lot of Gordon Ramsay, so I figure if I follow his techniques, I should turn out alright. So what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna cut in around the neck till we hit the spine, and then we're gonna follow along And in the words of Ramsay himself, we're gonna let the knife do the work. And that should get us to the end of this fillet, and then we'll flip it over, we'll do the same thing. And that should leave us with 2 nice big fillets per fish, and a head and tail and spine that we can probably freeze and use for stock somewhere down the line if I had to guess. Not gonna lie, this is gonna be a little touch and go. I have no idea if this is going to work out the way I want it to. It might be a disaster. It very well might end up a disaster. But we're gonna give it our best shot, and hopefully we will have some delicious dinner waiting for us at the end of it. Let's get going! Also, he wants to say hi. Hello. Hello, how's it going? Hello. I'm ridiculous sometimes. I apologize. Okay, so the first thing we're actually going to do is we are going to scale this bad boy. Just from feeling the fish, it does feel like most of the scales were already taken off, but I did feel a couple as I was wrangling it around. So just to double check, we're gonna run the back of our knife down this guy. Gonna pick up any strays that were left on. We're gonna flip it around, do it on the other side as well. There's a nice look at the belly cavity for you. That's where the fishmonger took out all the guts. Alright, I can't feel any more scales on there. Seems like it's in pretty good shape. Once again, it's going to be extremely difficult to do this on camera with one hand, but yeah, okay. So we're gonna start here, we're going to follow the neckline down. Let me see. You know what, it might make sense to take this little fin off first because we do not want that in our fish fillet, so just very quickly. Can you tell I've never done this before? Because I've never done this before. So we see this section right here is probably the fish collar, if I had to guess. This is like what they cook as the collar, so we're gonna try to slide it under there. Oof, thought my knife would be better at this. Hang on. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay. So yeah, we're going to follow the hard line of cartilage, essentially, right around here to try and figure out where the hell this spine connects to the whatever. Okay, all right, just gonna go straight down, hope for the best. Boom. Okay, you've made an indent, I believe. Let me just see if I can disconnect it a little more. All right, I think we are. I think we might just have to chop through the spine here to get the head off. Oh, spaghetti-o, we're learning on the fly. Isn't it fun to live and die? Aha! Alright, that cut through something we want to cut through. Alright, so now we're gonna flip it over. We're gonna do the same thing on this side. We're going to find the collar and cut diagonally through it. It's much harder to see on this side, I apologize. There's probably going to be a lot of waste on this guy when I'm done. I am sorry, fish. I promise I'll make you into very tasty stock. Should probably go without saying, do not use me as your teacher. I am just as stupid as you are in this moment. You're not stupid, I apologize. You're probably very smart and handsome and or beautiful and talented. Alright, there we go. There's cutting through something. I wonder if my knife is the problem here, because, you know, this knife is very sharp, but I know there are special, like, extra thin, sharp knives that people like using for fish. So maybe I should really have one of those, but I don't, so we're using the all-purpose. There we go. Well, look, it's a fish hunt. Hello. Alright, so unfortunately we did lose quite a bit of meat on this side, I think, but it's okay. We're gonna stick it in the freezer. It will make lovely fish stock at some point. Okay, so now we are left with the fish body and its tail. So like I said, we're gonna get in there, we're gonna try to find where the spine is, and then we're gonna go sideways, gliding at a very slight downward angle to try and cleanly get all the meat off of this fillet in one go. God, this guy is extremely slimy. If I'm honest, maybe hacking the head off wasn't the best idea, because I do have to get a holding when I get into here. Okay, but alright, we see the spine in there. It's like the connection point is right here, so I'm going to try and slide my knife in along that line. I've got an entrance, just gotta keep on. Ooh, this thing does not want to make it easy for me. Okay, yikes almighty. Okay, this spine might be bigger than I thought, bear with me. Man, Gordo makes it look so damn easy, doesn't he? Picking up cartilage everywhere I go. What is this nonsense? Okay, hang on. Going in from the top is actually helping quite a bit. It's impossible to see. Let me turn around. So I am making an indentation here. That much is clear. Ooh, this is not a clean cut at all. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, my fish. I'm so sorry. Just gonna let the knife do the work. Let the knife do the work. Yeah, easier said than done, you British. Blah. So we're cutting against the spine and not losing too much flesh, as much as that is possible. Oh, okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Hang on. God, I am doing this all kinds of backwards. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think I screwed myself taking the fish head off too soon, because that, helps as an anchor for you to grind your entry point against, and yeah. So we are definitely getting in there, as you can see. I think the problem is the spine is going up and closer to the outside of the fish, a lot further than I was expecting. So I'm running into a lot more resistance than I wanted. But we are, in fact, getting in here. We've almost got it cut out. Alright. Just try to smooth, let the knife do the work. Let the knife do the work. Oh, you fucking pin bones, mate. I don't like you very much. Yeah, something about this fish. The spine is really pushing up against the flesh here. It's making it really hard to cut through in one clean sweep, but I have, in fact, almost got... Yes! Okay! First fillet, baby! Oh, Jesus, that was not a clean process at all. I am sorry. There's this thick, sort of cartilagey membrane attached to the spine right here, and that's what made it hard to take off. I still got a chunk on there. Let me see if I can efficiently saw that off as well. This is fun. Genuinely, this is kind of fun. I am learning on the fly what techniques I should be following. Okay, so yeah, there is this membrane attached to the spine, this all cartilage that we do not want on the fish fillet itself. So, ooh, actually peels off fairly nicely. Alright, let me get all these pin bones out. I guess this is why the Taiwanese like to eat their fish whole, because it's way too much work dealing with this nonsense. Yeesh. Okay, actually does pull out fairly efficiently. Whew! Man, this thing is butchered. Yikes. But we did get it out. This is a pretty damn solid fillet of fish, if I have to say so myself. Let's see if I can get these last couple pin bones out. Yikes. Ugh. We're leaving so much flesh behind. This is making me very sad. Okay, that feels mostly complete. I'm gonna toss these scraps in the freezer with the head, and then we're gonna try the second fillet and hope it goes a little better, yeah? Okay, my first ever portioned fillet of fish. How'd I do, Gordo? Do I get a passing grade? Ugh, something about this fish. Taking the spine out leaves, no meat whatsoever on this bottom edge. The fillet right here is this chunk up here, and then this is just extra I managed to pull out of the spine somehow. I guess it's possible I just got the wrong fish to fillet. Maybe this one is better eaten whole. I have no idea. But we soldier on. Okay, first fillet is put away. We washed out the carcass a little bit just to get the last few giblets out of there. I think for this one, since I already fricked the head up, I'm gonna start down here and work my way up, because that way the tail should give me a pretty decent anchor, yeah? Just gonna try and cut into the meat here. Okay, good. And there's the spine. Okay, we're gonna angle. We're just gonna let the knife do the work. Let the knife do the work. Actually going a lot smoother than the first one already. Oh, but I'm leaving so much flesh behind. Fuck. Hang on. Don't want to lose that. Alright, angle downward, angle downward. Oh, how does Gordon make it look so easy, man? It's not easy at all. Yikes, 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 yikes. Ugh, I don't know if you can tell, but we're leaving this little strand on this side. That's not good. Ugh. Alright, it's first attempt. We knew it was going to be pretty scuffed. It's fine will live. Ooh, definitely bumping up against the spine here, but I don't care. Just get me through, get me through. God, this frickin' spine goes so frickin' close to the flesh of this fish. It's making it impossible to get a clean cut through because I'm bumping up against spinal bones the whole time. Okay, 3, 2, 1. I'm giving you a terrible angle of this. Hang on. Okay. Yikes. Well, we took off like half the spine in the fillet in that one. Jeez. This thing looks chewed the frick up, doesn't it? Alright, well, it was kinda going better at first, but then I got into the think of it, and yeah, this is pretty hacked up here, all things considered. Eesh. Well, no worries, we just have to pull this frickin' spine out again. Leave as much of the flesh behind as possible as we do it. Ugh, this is not easy, folks. This is really not an easy skill at all. Okay, bones out. Fuck you! Yeesh, I pretty much got clean through the flesh here. That's like right up to the skin. I am sorry. Yeah, okay, I give myself like a C on that. Maybe a C minus. That's not my finest moment as a cook. But hey, we did just fillet our first ever fish. Go us. Okay, fish number 2, and this time I will try to keep the head on and just cut down to the spine and go down like I was supposed to do. Whether that makes it easier or harder, I don't know, but, you know, we're learning as we go. We'll figure it out, yeah? God, this one's way slimier than the first one. Oh boy. Alright, let's get under these fins just like last time. I'm trying to just slide and glide right under them. And of course, it's not gonna work. It's why would it work? Why would it be easy? Why would this be easy for me? Okay. Listen careful. Oh, that came off super clean. I think I found the perfect angle there. Jeez, okay. All right, let's keep going. All right. Oh yeah. I don't know how well that came across on camera, but that was a much cleaner cut. I think I found like the perfect angle. Everything is just detaching so cleanly before me right now. Okay, gone down. I think I've hit the spine here. Now I just gotta angle it in like last time and don't cut off the head. There's this fucking cartilage membrane, man. It is messing up all my plans. Okay, alright. I just gotta get through this initial bump and then hopefully it should clear out a bit. So yeah, we are gonna have to like cut a little bit into the spine at first. Ooh, pin bone, look at that. Yeah, just to get the smoothest possible motion, and then we will take the cartilage membrane, whatever it is, out after we have cleanly shaven off the fillet. Oh, okay, alright, okay. Oh yeah, we're making progress now. Hang on a second. So we've got a decent foothold in here. Okay, yeah. So I've gotta tank it. I've gotta tank getting some of the spine off when I'm doing this actual cut here, and that makes the cutting go so much more smoothly. Oh my god. Right, it's still a challenge, but I'm not like making a complete fool of myself like last time, I think. Okay, we are, I think, in the final stretch here. Ooh, is the hardest part, figuring out how to disconnect it. I think I'm just gonna have to go at a slight diagonal here. Yeah, okay, that's working. That's getting it nice and clean off of the tail. Woo! Okay. Wow, look at that. It's folding open like a butterfly. Isn't that great? Alright, so now I just have to disconnect this last little bit down here. Let me go in from this side so I can make it nice and pretty when I show you. Oh yeah, okay, oh yeah, wow, that is coming off way easier than I was struggling with the last time. Good God. Okay, do not cut like I'm cutting right now. I am at risk of shaving my knuckle off if I'm not careful, but my God, look at that. That came off so much easier. Let's go! Yeah, okay, lesson learned. Keep the fish head on when you're filleting a fish. It makes the work so much goddamn easier. Like that, I'm just improving rapidly, but yeah, look. Even just looking, this is so much cleaner cut. There's so much less angrily sawed flesh in here. Of course, as a consequence, I did cut off quite a bit more of the spine and the spinal bones, so let's see if I can take those out a little bit, shall we? Yeah, okay, peeling this white silver membrane off actually helps quite a bit, I've found. I must stress, this is extremely hard to do on camera. I keep accidentally knocking my phone and it falls on my fish gutty cutting board. This is not exactly pleasant, let me tell ya. Okay, yeah, I just gotta slightly scoop my finger under there. Yeah, and there are the bones. And then I just gotta pull. Okay. Fucking hell, that's taken off way too much flesh. Ugh. Okay. So my technique is still less than perfect, I'm afraid. Oh, jeez. Yeah, alright, that was really not my finest moment. That took off like all the flesh there when I got those bones out. Oh, this is hard. This is really damn hard. And in my defense, I think I may have picked like one of the worst possible fish to try and fillet just because of the way it's laid out. Like, I think this fish is meant to be eaten whole. That's the classic Taiwanese style. Instead of filleting the fish, they like cook it whole or poach it whole in its own liquids, and then they serve it and you like sort of chopstick off all the little pieces in between the bones. They usually do not serve it fillet style like a lot of Western cuisines do, and perhaps this is why their fish are not exactly built for it. But so be it. We did, in fact, make progress with our technique on that last one. So we've got one more fillet to do. Hopefully it'll go even easier. Okay, third fillet is bagged. We got one more to go. Let's see if we can do it like last time. If I can find the angle and work my way in underneath the fins. This stuff is tricky. Like, finding the angle is the trickiest part. Because if you don't, the fish flesh is so delicate, if you don't get the right angle the first time, it really fucks up the meat as you're like sawing and resawing and trying to reconnect. But okay, I think I got myself a ways in. Yes, okay, sister. Good, so we found our way down to the fillet again. Get us a bit more in frame, shall I? If there are any professional fishmongers watching this video, I apologize. I am so sorry. I know I'm giving you so many heart attacks right now. I'm trying to do my best here, you know? Maybe saw some of the head away. Yeah, okay, once I like break through that barrier of the spinal bones a little bit, it gets a lot easier to cut my way down this flesh. You just gotta make sure to keep it at a downward angle, let the knife do the work. Man, this knife is not doing as much work as it could be, let me tell ya. This one's not going nearly so well. We are leaving quite a bit of flesh behind, but oh, there we go, nice and smooth. Okay, let me see if we can keep this in angle. Okay. Yeah, holy shit, that suddenly got super duper easy at the end. Alright, I'm just gonna chop it off the tail, don't cut my fingertips, and voila! Last fillet. Not perfect, but we did in fact get it off in relatively one piece. Oof, I feel bad, I did still leave quite a bit of flesh behind here. My technique needs a lot of work. I'm sorry, my fishy friend. Alright, I think with the pin bones, the spine bones, instead of trying to take the whole spine out in one fell swoop, I should be trying to pluck them out individually. That way it will not nearly cause as much damage to the overall flesh. Hopefully. A lesson learned. If I'm ever planning to do this again, I need to invest in some kitchen tweezers, because that's how we get these motherfuckers out safely in one piece. At this point, I'm just feeling my way through the flesh, and whenever I feel something sharp or bumpy, I reach in and I pull, and try to get it out with as little damage to the fillet as I can. Honestly, it's not going awfully. I am managing to clear the bones out of this bad boy without too much trouble. Just some of the really smaller ones that are stuck in there, and they're being really tricky and really nasty and really mean to me, and I want to tell the teacher. Okay. I think that is my best work yet. It's not perfect. I did leave a lot of the flesh on the bone, unfortunately, but it's relatively clean. There's not too much damage. Skin is still nice and beautiful, and most importantly, there is flesh all around. There are no points where it's just so torn up that it goes right through to the skin. There is meat all around this thing. And I managed to get, I think, most of the pin bones out as well, so double victory there. Let me see if I can get this silver skin off just a little bit. Okay, I think we did it. That's done. We filleted some fish, baby! Whew, I'm not gonna lie, I feel pretty damn proud of myself right now. Not perfect, not by a long shot, but, considering it was my first time, I think it went pretty well. And I really think I learned quickly. The experience of cutting through it really taught me what angle to strike at, how far down I should go. Obviously still a lot of progress to go, but it felt like it was coming to me a lot more naturally in just those 4 fillets I did. So yeah, I'm a professional fishmonger now. Not even close, I know. Alright, it's about 1:30 right now. I'm going to finish up lunch with some odds and ends in the fridge. And we'll see you later this evening for dinner time when we will cook up our hard work and see how it tastes.
Many hours later.
Okay, it's just about 5 o'clock. I think it's time to rustle up some dinner. It's a little early perhaps, but it is going to be a light dinner, so... Okay, so here's the game plan. We are going to pan-sear the fish skin side down to get the skin nice and crispy. Since this fillet is so small, I don't think it's going to take very long to cook. So we'll cook it mostly on the skin side to get that crispy, and then if we need to, we'll flip it to finish it off. We've also got this sort of soy ginger sauce I made a while back. It's been kicking around in the fridge for a while. So we're gonna use that on the fish as well when it's done, I think, and give it a little extra punch. And for our vegetables, we're gonna have some Chinese cabbage. Oh my goodness. I've never cooked with Chinese cabbage before, but I think we are going to oven roast it, or I guess toaster oven roast it, for about 10 minutes or so. And for a little extra fun, we're gonna make some fried shallots as well to go on top of everything. This should not take too long to come together, so let's get started. Alright, first things first, we're gonna get our Chinese cabbage ready. I think we're gonna keep things very simple here. We're just gonna chop off this little butt. Boop. And then we have ourselves a bunch of leaves that we can pull apart, and we're just going to roast it whole in the oven with its leaves. I'll be honest, I'm entirely unsure how many of these would be good for one serving, so I am going to just chop up all 4 of these small little heads, and we'll cook them all together. And if I have leftovers, then, well, that's not the worst thing in the world, is it? Alright, we got ourselves a nice mound of cabbage here. Yeah, it's definitely gonna make some leftovers. That is just fine. Alright, so we're gonna flavor this pretty simply. We're gonna use some salt, obviously. Get it over every nook and cranny of these leaves. Toss in a bit of Chinese 5-spice powder as well. And because these are feeling a little dry and wilted, we're gonna put on a touch of rice vinegar to help perk them up as well. Oh, that might have been too much, hang on. Realistically, I should probably be mixing these in a bowl instead of the baking tray itself, but I'm being silly, so be it. Alright, that should be pretty good, and if it's not seasoned enough, we can always salt it after cooking as well. Now, before we start cooking the cabbage, we're going to want to get our shallots ready as well, because these things will fry up fast. I've chopped garlic a lot of times in this video series, so it's very much the same principle. First things first, you want to chop off that nasty little butt end, get it out of here. Now we need to get all this paper off, so we're going to chop off the tips as well to give us more space. And we're going to peel off all this nasty outer rind. Something that I found helps me is you give it a little tap with a knife just to break the skin. Do it carefully, obviously. Don't drive it into your fingertips as you're doing it. But you see, just a few taps to break that up, and the skin comes off a lot more easily. I'm really bad at framing things in the middle of the shot today for some reason. I apologize. Okay, give that a little tap, and as you can see, that helps peel it right open. Yeah, that's what we love to see. You want to be very thorough at de-skinning these guys, because there is nothing more unpleasant than biting into an onion something and getting a face full of nasty-ass papery onion skin. So do your due diligence with these guys. Make sure all of the dry, unappetizing stuff is off. You might need to peel off one more layer than you think. So, be thorough. Don't be afraid of it. Alright, shallots are all peeled. Now it's time to slice them into rings for frying. And that's going to be very simple. You're just going to go zoop, zoop, zoop. Remember that sawing motion I taught you all those videos ago? Zoop, 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 zoop. And just look at that. We have sliced it into lovely little rings that will fry up absolutely beautifully. So just do that with all of your guys. Don't be afraid of the shallots themselves being different sizes. Just worry about getting the rings you slice around the same thickness, because if some are thicker and some are thinner, they will fry at different times, and you will have some that are overdone or some that are underdone, and that would not be nice for anybody. And of course, watch your fingers. Do not cut yourself. That's also very important. Alright, that's a nice heaping helping of shallots there. Probably a bit too much, but I do love fried shallots, so I think I'll be able to down all this well enough. Ooh, my eyes are stinging right now. Yeah, shallots have the same stuff as onions that make you cry when you cut them. Just be aware of that. Yeesh. Alright, so we've got all the mise en place where it belongs, which means we can now get started cooking, and everything is going to come together very quickly. Essentially, we're going to roast the cabbage in the onion, and then at the same time, we're going to fry the shallots in a little bit of oil, take those out, fry the fish in the same pan, take that out. Everything should be done around the same time. That's part of the fun of cooking for me. It's that coordination of time, figuring out when you have to start everything to make sure that everything is done and hot and ready to eat at about the same time. I think I'm going to be pretty dead on here, but we will see. So, we're going to get started. We are going to turn the oven on to 10 minutes. We're at about 175 degrees Celsius. At the same time, we are going to turn this pan on, and because shallots fry quickly, we do not want to keep it too high. We want to bring it down pretty low. There's our veggie oil going into the pan right away. We don't want too much because the shallots are very thin, so even a tiny little puddle like this will be enough to fry them efficiently. Now, the technique with shallots is you actually want to put them into cold oil at first. You don't want to wait until the oil's already hot, because then they will overcook basically right away. So we got our shallots all in. Maybe put in a little more oil as well to make sure they are all covered, or at least all in contact with the oil. We don't want anybody floating on the surface on the heads of their friends out of the heat. And would you look at that? Not even 30 seconds, it's already starting to bubble very nicely. So we're just going to keep these guys moving with a chopstick, because once they start to settle in one place, they will start to get black and nasty. The more you can keep them moving as they fry, the crispier and more delicioso they will turn out. God, it smells so frickin' good in here already. You have no idea. Sizzle, sizzle, bubble, bubble. Look at these guys wobble, wobble. Okay, now do remember that they will still cook a little longer after they leave the oil because of the residual heat. So we're going to want to pull these guys out once they start getting golden, but not too brown. And they are already starting to get to that point a little bit, so yeah. Maybe one more minute and these guys will be ready to pull. Just going to turn the heat up a touch. Help it go a little faster, get a bit more of a crisp on it. And this should take like 3 or 4 minutes at most once it starts bubbling. So if it goes any longer than that, you probably have your heat too low. Yeah, now you see they're starting to get some color on them. They're getting that golden brown deliciousness. Okay, yeah, that kicking up the heat did exactly what I wanted. Look at these bad boys. Okay, here's our 100% ready to pull. I'm gonna get my fake not slotted spoon in there to take them out. I really should get like an actual slotted spoon or spider or, you know, one of those things designed for taking things out of hot oil. For another day, perhaps. All right, that looks very nice to me. And of course, we're gonna hit it with some salt right away, so the salt sticks to it while it's still hot. Toss, toss, toss. Get that all incorporated. Yum, yum, yum. Oof, yeah, okay, I just tasted a piece, and these are going to be some good shit, my friend. Now for the fun part, it's time for the fish. So we're gonna lightly salt the fish as well to help its natural flavors come out. Remember to salt both sides of this bad boy. And we're just going to put it skin side down into the same oil we were just frying the shallots, and it will pick up some of those shallotty flavors as they cook. Woo, baby! I realize this is entirely too much oil to fry a piece of fish. This should really be more of a shallow fry. But it will, I think, get the skin nice and crispy at least. Ooh, yeah. Oh my goodness. So I've really got this on the lowest heat possible at the moment, but as you can see, it is already climbing its way up the sides pretty efficiently. Yeah, it's been about a minute, and that is already snapping and crackling and popping something pretty darn fierce. Does smell really damn good, so I think we're on the right track. Okay, it's been about a minute, maybe 90 seconds, I think is ready to flip. Yeah, there was no good way to do that with one hand, sorry. Skin does not feel quite as crispy as I want, but we will deal with it. I don't want the fish to get overcooked. That would be a disaster. Alright, it's been about another 30 seconds. I genuinely think that's all we're gonna need. This is a very thin piece of fish. So we killed the heat. We are going to very cautiously scoop it out of its oil bath and onto our waiting plate. Now we're gonna let this oil cool down a bit before we decant it. I think saving this is a good idea. Shallot-infused oil will make things tasty. Meanwhile, the cabbage is still cooking. I actually kicked it up to another 3 minutes, because it wasn't looking like it was quite getting done. But in the meantime, we've decanted the oil. We'll turn the heat back up to low as it can be, and we're gonna pour our soy ginger sauce back into this pan just to reheat it a little bit. Wash your dishes in the time you have. If you wash while you are waiting, cleanup won't be so bad. Ooh, mama, that is looking nice and hot. Thank you very much. All right, so the fish skin did not get as crispy as I wanted, but that's fine. We can just pour a little tiny bit of this sauce over my concoction. Yummy, yummy. And we'll toss on our fried shallots, of which I definitely made too much, oh dear. God, that is kind of ridiculous looking, isn't it? It's just like a giant mountain. Oh, it's nonsense. Oh, sounds like the cabbage is done. All right, looks like the edges are just starting to crisp up. I think that's a pretty good sign. Just for fun, let me pour a little bit of the soy ginger stuff over the cabbage as well. I bet that'll be pretty nice. And there you have it, folks. Easily the healthiest dinner I have eaten in a very long time. I am extremely eager to try all this out. So I'm gonna start, I think, with a piece of the cabbage, see how that turned out. Okay, I think I nailed that. You got a super bright tang from the vinegar. There's a bit of mellow sweetness with the 5 spice as well. And you got a little salty kick from the soy ginger sauce that really puts it over the edge. I think that's fire. I am not the best at eating my vegetables, but clearly I am better at cooking them than I thought, so I should be eating them more. Nicely done, me. Right, now the fried shallots I did try in abundance as I was cooking them, but can't all be overstated how delicious those are. I will say I think you let them go maybe a little too long. Fried shallots are tricky. You let them go an extra 30 seconds longer than they should, and you can tell. But they're still crisp, they're salty, they're nice. There's only a little bit of burntness to them. But okay, let's stop messing around. The real star of tonight is the fish. Oof, this is really tender. Yeah, I am pulling that apart super easily. That's a really good sign. This is what all our hard work is building up to. Let's hope it's worth it. That's nice. It is extremely mild. I probably could have hit it with a bit more salt, but it's flaking well. I think I cooked it pretty much to perfection. I definitely got all the bones out. I'm not experiencing any resistance from that. And even though the skin itself is not crispy, it's actually quite flavorful in its own right. It's almost more salty than the flesh. Yeah, I think we got it. I think this was a worthwhile endeavor. So there are obviously a lot of ways you could adjust this. You could put different spices on the fish. You could maybe marinate it in something before cooking. You could cook it in the oven instead of a stovetop. Let your imagination run wild. Even if you are not the one butchering your fish yourself, you can still do a lot of really cool things with it. Personally, I don't know how many more fish I will break down myself. I do find it a lot more convenient to buy the pre-packaged fillets. But you never know, maybe it's just a matter of finding the right fish to work with, and I don't think this fish was the right fish to treat this way. It's probably better eaten whole. But all things considered, I'm very happy with how this turned out. Alright, that's going to be the end of this video. I'm going to scarf my delicious dinner down. I will try to do more cooking videos. I know they're a lot of fun, it's just I need to work up the energy to get off my lazy butt and do the prep work. But they're always worth it, and Taiwan has no shortage of wonderful things left for me to try, so definitely need to make that a bit more of a priority, I think. Oh, that's a big piece. But yeah, very satisfied with how this turned out. Very happy. Oh yeah. Even the shallots and the cabbage together, that's money. Okay, I'm gonna put the phone down now. Thank you so much for joining me at Taiwan Lao Wai. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, smash the bell, share with your friends, all that good stuff. And as always, I'll see you next time. 再见. Bye-bye.